This is Coaching the Brave with Giovanna Chase. I thank you so much for your loyalty and for tuning in for another week. This is another podcast that I recorded about 3 years ago, so please excuse the timing. And I want to introduce Shelby. She was an Air Force wife and a mother of 2 toddlers. She teaches in her local district and she served as a key speaker for their squadron. She has battled loss, cancer, mental health, and more. She uses her Instagram as a blog to connect people to her life and her journey. She has recently been seen worshiping and just speaking the word and living the word of Jesus Christ. And I hope that you are able to enjoy her interview. And she just started a podcast at that time, and it was to help connect small businesses and amazing people doing amazing things from both the civilian world and military community. She also has so many people as a small business supporter. And I hope again that you are enjoying her interview with me, and that my apologies for the timing. Her life has taken a complete different turn, but it's still an amazing journey that she's on. Enjoy. Hello, Shelby. Thank you so much for taking out the time to be with us on Coaching the Brave podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, I was just scrolling on Instagram on Spousely, and I was looking at all the vendors and all the service members that they have there. And then I noticed that you had a podcast of your own. And I noticed that you were a blogger, and I had to. I was like, let me get with her. And you're a military spouse, so it's a win-win.
Yes, I kind of do a lot of things, and I try to stay a little humble about what I do. But yeah, it's just everything has very flourished from what I thought this would be.
And that's why we're here today, because there are so many other military spouses and veterans and service members that they have a similar inkling. They want to do something, but they just don't know if they should, or they don't know how to get there. And so by hearing these stories of others in their community doing what they might be, something that is different, that they might get inspired, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's oh gosh, I do just about everything. Like you said, blog, ish. It's kind of just like my little outlet, Instagram. Um, and I started a podcast just about a month or so ago. Um, I'm a teacher. I'm a mom, and I'm a military spouse. And I'm a huge advocate for our squadron. I do a lot of things for them here and our families, as well as I'm an advocate for small businesses. So I try to I do it all, and I just try to kind of piece it all together.
Nice. Yeah, that's all we can do, right? Because we have so many
Yeah.
passions, and it's like, okay, how do I handle all this? Well, we can't think about that part because then we'll go crazy. We just
I
have
like
to
to stay busy.
yeah, exactly. And it's taking one step at a time.
Yeah.
So tell us about what your life was like before the military.
So um, we've only been in the military lifestyle for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I know it sounds really crazy because it seems like I kind of know what I'm doing. Um, I just basically immersed myself, like full on dived into the deep end, kind of give me everything I need to know about this lifestyle. My husband and I were married almost about 2.5 years by the time he joined. So Air Force was never in our like path. He wanted to join the Air Force, but when he met me, he didn't want to scare me off. He wanted to keep me around, so he he went the safe route and started going to college. And I was going to college for my teaching degree and started teaching. We started building our family with our son, our firstborn. So he was born pre TRICARE when we actually had to start paying for the medical bills. And we one day he was taking some classes and he was just struggling, and he was like, this is not what I wanted to do. So I put him in the car and drove him to a recruiter's office. And I said that I don't know if I'm at the right recruiter kind of person. It turned out to be she was like an officer recruiter. And he hadn't graduated yet. He kind of dropped from college at the time. But she directed us exactly where we should go. And I think we went through like 3 or 4 different recruiters to try to find where he needed to be. And then COVID hit, kind of put a delay in everything. Because he should have been gone in 2020 for basic training and stuff. So he didn't leave until January of 21. And then we moved here to Delaware in May of 21.
You're such a supportive wife. Oh my gosh.
I know there's some people when I say that, I'm like, yeah, I was the one that drove him to the recruiter's office. They're like, I'm the one trying to drive him away from the recruiter's office.
Exactly. That is amazing.
I knew it was his passion. I knew that I'd be giving up my career for a little while. But you have to make sacrifices in marriage. And sometimes that includes giving up one career to support another career. And we're making it work now. I'm back to teaching. He's still doing his thing, succeeding very well. And we're thriving right now.
Bravo. I love
Thank
what
you.
you said there, that in marriage it's a compromise and you have to support each other. No matter what. It doesn't matter if you're in the service or if you're out of the service. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Make it work, and you guys are making it work.
We're trying.
What branch did he end up going with?
So we are Air Force. He always had a fascination with planes and trains, really. And he just loved the Air Force's core values. And, it's always joked that the Air Force is treated better than every other branch. I can't lie. They are. My sister was Army. And when I told her about our PCS here, she goes, wait, you got all that? Like, yeah, that's not normal. No. So, and I have friends from all different branches and military spouses from all different branches, and just listening to them, I'm just like, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut over here because the Air Force life is pretty nice. But yes. Where he says he's going to stay in until the Air Force kicks him out.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm glad he found his passion. This is
our life now, and I'm for it. Teaching I can do anywhere in the world. So, let's go for it.
Yeah, so tell us about that, about how you were able to not put your career on hold, and you are still in your career work too.
Yeah, so I taught for 4 years in Georgia. Georgia's our home state. That's where we both grew up. That's where our whole family is, pretty much, like 95% of them. And I taught there. I taught in the same school system that I went to school in with some of the teachers that actually taught me.
Oh,
my 5th grade, or my principal that hired me on my very first year was my 5th grade teacher, or one of them. So he told me he didn't want to hire me because I made him feel old. But he was a great person to kind of start with and kind of learn the ropes and flourish as a teacher. When we moved here, I decided to take off a year. COVID really burnt me out. It burned a lot of teachers out. A lot of teachers left the profession after COVID because, we were still forced to come into the school systems. We were still forced to do things with the students. It was like getting hard with, we're only going to make this kid quarantine for 2 days and send them back to your classroom because they need the education. Or they can quarantine at home, but you have to try to teach 20 kids in your classroom and 10 online and, make sure everybody's engaged. And it was a burnout. So I took off a year. I also wanted to get acclimated with Delaware. I've never left the state of Georgia or like moved from the state of Georgia. I've traveled, but never lived in a different state. So I kind of wanted to figure it all out. And then we got pregnant with our daughter and had her last August. So I had to take off another year because you can't start a school year on maternity leave. I mean, they wouldn't say no to you. They can't do that. But I didn't want to try to make sub plans for a curriculum that I don't know. I've never touched before. A school system that I don't know about. I don't want to do that to the children either and get them used to one teacher and take her out and put me in there. So I took off for my daughter's first year, and this past year I decided to go back full time. One, because I missed it, and I mean, that's my passion. I'm going to teach until they kick me out of the schools. And I have a special heart for English language learners. That's one of my specialties. And right now I have a class full of them. I am our English language learner teacher in our third grade unit. So I have several that don't speak English, are very limited English, but we make learning fun. We make learning a safe place for them. So my para and she's amazing. I couldn't be doing anything this year without her. But I think the 2 to 3 big reasons why I wanted to go back was I missed it. We know for a fact we'll be here at least a minimum of 2 more years. So might as well keep myself busy and make, which is weird to say, triple my husband's salary. Yeah. Which military and teachers are the lowest paying professions, and I'm making more than him. That's sad to say.
Rich girl.
Yeah. And then there's been a lot more talks this year about government shutdowns than there have been in the past. And knowing what happens to our salaries as military members, that doesn't happen. And I'm like, I know we have some a little bit saved up to get us by for a little bit, but if this 4, 5, 6 months, we won't. And I'm too hard-headed to ask my family for help, even though they would help me. So I was like, I could work and make sure that no matter what, we know we're okay. So, and it worked out for everybody. And we're going to be able to pay off our cars, my student loans, and one of our credit cards by the end of the school year. I know. And pay our nanny and put money into savings. So it's like, I'm making enough to be able to do all that. And I'm like, cool.
Yes.
And next year will be, I can buy a new car, the car I need, and pay that off next year and continue to build our savings for our next PCS eventually.
Right. Yes. That's another thing you have to think about, all the different moves you're going to make. And if it is in the States, it'll be out of the States.
Well, you have to upfront all the money first, and then they eventually pay you.
Exactly.
In their sweet time. But it's I need the money first.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good that you know that. You obviously went from Georgia to Delaware. Is that how it was the first time?
Yeah. My husband didn't get the government credit card that they give most of the military members so that they can put like gas and hotel things. We were always told, do not, either they say put food on it and all that. They say just put your hotel on it. Don't put anything else on it. You don't want to play that battle. Just give them your receipts later. And so he never had that because our first PCS was at a tech school to here. So we had to just upfront everything. Hotel, which we only stayed one night in between the 12 hours from Georgia to here because we had, my son at the time was 1. Okay. So we had to stop.
Yeah.
The food, and then we stayed in TLF for 10 days. So of course that, we put that on our cards. We had to have food for that. And then after those 10 days, we got our house. So we did have to pay everything out of pocket at first. And then we were one of the lucky ones at the time and got refunded fairly quickly.
Okay.
Shocker. I'm currently waiting on a refund from the Air Force, and it's been about 4 weeks. So I may not see that one for a while, but
yeah.
But yeah.
Take their time.
Oh, yeah. But if you owe them money, you need it yesterday.
Oh, they'll take it out no matter what.
Oh yeah. They have your paycheck. They'll take it.
Yep. Sometimes won't even give you a warning. If the certain office, the little cluster of people that, or I don't know what it is for the Army or for the Air Force, but I know the Army is like the SI, but I don't even know what that stands for. I'm not
I think
that
we just say
great.
finance.
Right, finance.
Yeah.
They're supposed to let you know, and then you won't. So keep an eye on your LESs for
Oh
sure.
yeah. We don't have anything that we should owe to them. We get the same exact pay every time. We double checked with my husband made BTZ and got to sew on senior airman right away. We checked to make sure everything was like proper when he got his step up pay. Every year they get that little extra,
Oh yeah,
bonus. Um, and then he'll be sewing on staff in the spring. So we'll be checking that to make sure. But we keep track of the things so that we don't make a mistake on our part and we can just say,
right.
okay, good. Yeah, like everything's fine.
Yeah. So please, audience, whoever's listening, I hope this strikes you well, because yes, you have to keep an eye on that. That's something that if you're working, you want to make sure that you're getting what you put in there, and then you're not getting taken out, pay taken out. But yeah, so what has been, I know you've only been in for like 2 years now, but what has been a biggest struggle so far as a military spouse?
Other than the norms of pay, military housing, uh, moving away from your family. Um, if I could think of like just something pertaining just to us, not for like the whole
Yeah.
Air Force, is my husband's schedule the past 2.5 years has been very surprising, inconsistent, random. His shop has 3 different types of shifts, like a day shift, afternoon shift, and a night shift. It's supposed to be on like a rotation, like you rotate a shift every month, so you kind of know what it should be. There has just been so many people coming, people leaving, random deployments, random TDY. So he may work 5 days on, 2 days off, but then he might have 2 days on and like 5 days off. Um, and he may work day shifts for 3 months straight and then night shifts for 3 months straight. It never stayed consistent like it was supposed to. And it wasn't anybody, I mean, the person who makes the schedule, it wasn't her fault. It was out of her control because of all this. And I have a good relationship with her, one of the supervisors, and I would text her and be like, stop scheduling him this way. Like, I need my time too. But, and we joke and stuff. And I think trying to have a normal schedule or a normal like family time and not have it to be a consistent time every day to where our kids know when that is has been a challenge, because it's like my daughter, she's very judgmental. She's 1 year old, but she's very judgmental. My husband will be on an afternoon shift and he'll wake her up every morning and be there every morning. She knows he's gone at night or like when she goes to bed. And then randomly his shift will change to a day shift and he won't be there for the morning wake ups. And she will not look at him when he comes home. She gets so pissed off. She will not look at him. And it's hard to, I mean, it's hard for an older kid to understand. It's hard for a younger kid to understand of why this is the norm. I'm used to it. I'm used to going with the flow and figuring it out, and trying to make, at least while I'm here in the home, something normal for the kids. And dad just kind of pieces his way into it. But it's still that piece of, I want them to know that, their dad loves them, their dad cares for them, but he's got to go and serve our country and do his thing. Now that I'm working, we're trying to get on a schedule. At least the kids will know when mama comes home, we're doing learning activities. Like my son's doing at home preschool, little like, it's like preschool prep for next year, where you're cooking dinner together, we eat dinner together, and then it's TV time, tablet time, I work out kind of thing. Like it's our own space, and then we go to bed. And if my husband's here for it, it's great. If he's not here for it, we still do it. If I'm working late because we have a school event or something, or I'm going out with some friends or whatnot, he's doing the routine at home. So they can have somewhat of the consistency. And it's been a challenge because there's some times that my kids don't listen to him at all, and it's a struggle for him. And then there's some times that for me, it's the same way. And we just have to kind of go with the flow, and our kids will eventually hopefully get there and understand more. And as they grow older and do, but it's the inconsistencies and just the trying to feel like one piece of our day be normal is probably really hard. And it's going to be even, when he goes on his first deployment and stuff like that, it's going to be, we got to find another piece to include daddy in and figure out what would work best for our family. I mean, everybody does stuff differently, like chocolate kisses to have a kiss goodnight. Some people will make a deployment wall um, and I know nowadays most deployments you can still have communication with them and FaceTime them, Skype them, whatever. Um, but trying to figure out, okay, what is something every day my kids would enjoy personally that I would enjoy doing with them to include him. So it's just taking it day by day, week by week, month by month, because my husband was on a weird schedule this month and he came to me today and said, hey, I might be on supervisor shifts from now on, starting very soon, working 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, which will be fantastic for my schedule now. But it was just another change we weren't prepared for again.
Yep. And who knows if it'll actually come to fruition, right? They say these glorious things and then it changes the next week.
Yeah. Like he was supposed to go to supervisor training in October called ALS. And they said, oh yeah, that's not going to happen for you. Apparently the instructor has to go on a TDY. So they made the class cut in half so they could get it done faster. And he was one of the important people that needs to get it done now. So he has to be put on the next class, which would be in November or January. So it's like, okay, so not October. Let's see when else we can do it. And it's just, okay, we'll wait again.
Yeah.
Forever waiting.
Wait.
Yep, that's exactly the motto of the military.
What do your kids enjoy or not enjoy being military kids or your Air Force kids?
I feel like it's hard to fully answer it because they are so young. My son was born not as a military kid. He was born in March of 2020 when 10 days after the world shut down.
Yeah.
He was March 23rd. The world shut down on the 13th. So he grew up his first year not really associating with anybody but adults in his family because we had to be sheltered in place. We had to have, all these COVID rules and things. And now, he just thinks that we live in this house. This is our house. He's used to it. He knows where the parks are in our neighborhood, that we have a bunch of parks in our neighborhood. I don't know how he's going to react or feel when we do have to move. And right now, if things go our way, which it never does, our next move would either be before he starts kindergarten or after he started kindergarten. So it's either let's move and put you in somewhere that friends you've never met before, or let's take you out of your safe zone and put you in a new place that you don't know. So my daughter was born into the military. The only thing she's going to know is her dad in that uniform and coming and going. So she will probably, hopefully, be a little bit more easy to kind of get to the whole change and the comings and goings and the life, because that's all she's going to know. My son, when he started remembering things and really kind of understanding things, is when we were established here. He knows his most of his family gets to talk to him on the phones, and that's about it. And we see them in person every now and then. But that next move is probably going to be the biggest for our family and probably the most emotional, because it's going to be when he can really understand that this is a normal life for us. Yeah.
For you to handle in that brain, you take on so much, and that's the role, right, of the military spouse.
Mm-hmm.
We are the CEOs of our household. We know everything there is to navigating the day, everything there is to his job, everything there is to, what we need to expect and what we need to do to have the house running. The kids need it. If you have multiple kids, good luck. Their personalities are all different. Everything else around them, the environment.
I tell my husband, so if I were to, knock on wood, die tomorrow, I don't think you would survive, because I know the days the laundry should be washed in order for us to have enough clothes and enough stuff for his uniform. I know what days it's easier to throw Tyson chicken nuggets in the oven versus actually having a meal, like thinking of our future of like what the week has. Um, I do all of our financing. I pay all of our bills. I do all of those things. I've always done that because when we first got married, I was the only one working. I was the only one with the income. So I did the finances, so I continued doing it. He wouldn't know where any of our important papers are, but I have a system of it where it's all organized, and I have the emergency safe with all of like our super important documents. And yeah, I joke with him all the time that I'm actually the commander of our
Yes, you
household.
are.
So
You
I
absolutely
said,
are.
you can salute me, sir. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because one of his previous coworkers before he moved, he would always text me, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." And it would crack me up because um, he would do that all the time.
You are the commander of your own home, and that's scary sometimes because you're right. If something were to happen, then they're kind of lost. They don't know what to do
Yeah.
next, and they'll figure it out. But God forbid that happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what has helped transition all of that? You said that you have an outlet. Tell a little bit about that.
So when my husband first joined, I switched my Instagram from something personal to the mom life military wife. Um, it was originally to showcase my family and friends this life that I was joining because nobody in my family has lived this life. None of my friends have military spouses. So they were all interested in, okay, well, what is this going to mean for you? And I started networking. I started finding people. Jim McDonald was probably the first person I really followed. She does Milspouse Matters, the podcast. She wrote a book, You Are Not Alone, The Heart of Military Spouses. And that's the first book I read when my husband was at basic. And she was one of the first people I like connected with. And then I started finding people like Britt with Milspouse Box. And I found Monica with Spousely, and Catherine, who has like a whole sticker company. She's an active duty member that she's just jack of all trades, and just so many more. And I started building this community of people, and I'm like, okay, I'll never consider myself an influencer. I never want to. That's, I'll share links, I'll share things, but I just want to help advocate for, like, give us a voice of the things we struggle with, the things that, the fun that we do, share with my family and friends, everything. And now I have teaching involved with it. So I'm sharing my classroom and teaching activities and things. So I'm building a whole nother community inside of it. And it's kind of like all my emotions just put out onto my Instagram. Everything that's going on in my head is going out on my Instagram, just kind of hoping somebody needs it, hoping somebody wants to connect with it, and doing that. I've connected with several small businesses here locally in Delaware and online. I buy their products all the time. I share their products all the time. And I started a podcast because of it, because it's easier to give the people behind the products and the resources a voice to share their why and why they did it. I know those stories. That's why I buy from them and shop from them and share for them. But I wanted them to do that so that other people can hear their passions and their things. I talked with Monica. The amount of passion that woman has behind Spousely, it's just absolutely amazing. A local company, Shore Smoke Seasoning, they started their business during COVID, and it was what they have done with it now to put good tasting seasonings into people's homes. Just fantastic. My friend locally, Kent County Candles, Krista creates candles that are not only just safe for your home, but safe for your body. You don't think about the toxins you're breathing into store-bought candles, even though I still buy them. And she gets on to me every time. But it's just like I'm learning all these things and I'm showcasing these people, but then I'm also popping in some episodes of what's going on in our life. I told everybody my husband made staff sergeant, which was a huge deal because of the low promotion rates in the Air Force this year. but nobody understands why there's a line number and you have to wait to get it. They don't know, the whole ordeal to get to that. It's not just like, you did good, here's your promotion. No, you had to do good, you had to test good, you had to do all these, and showcasing my life and showcasing other people's. And it's fun. I have people that told me they hate the things I do. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool.
That's when you
See you later.
A
Yeah.
good job.
There's one that still follows me, and I don't know why she does, because it's always like she's always picking the negative part of my polls or something, and I'm just like, whatever, you're still following me for a reason.
It's that consistency.
And
it's whatever they're battling, they're reflecting,
oh yeah,
you're doing.
And it's my outlet. It's when I stop doing it for a few days or something, people check on me because they're like, okay, where are you? This helps my anxiety. This helps me stay out of depressions. This helps me unwind and have fun. And if it gets 1,000 views on a reel, cool. Or likes on a post, awesome. If it gets 3, that's fine too. And it's just fun. And people enjoy it. People get very involved in some of it.
Yeah,
and
I've made stuff, right? You have a wish list on Amazon and they just send you stuff. And
yeah, I did for my classroom. I actually got my whole list cleared by the former CEO of T-Mobile. He picked a whole bunch of random teachers and he cleared their list. I think I had like $900 worth of stuff left on it, and he cleared it all. Recently I had a few people that had listened to my podcast reach out because I have students that don't have a lot of monies. They're in poor areas and things that came to school with nothing. So they've been sending me school supplies and things. So I always have a stash when I get that new student, because we have a few students that will come and go all year. It's just wherever they get shuttled to. And I will be able to have a book bag and supplies ready for them when they come, and then they can take it with them and have something to their name when they leave. So I have a bunch of people that have been doing that and just loving on my kids. It's funny, when I started my nanny with my kids, somebody on my Instagram said, I hope she understands that we're watching her too, because those are now our kids, not just your kids. So we need to know what she's doing with them to make sure that they're okay. And it's just, I've built so many friendships behind a phone screen than I ever thought I would. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more grateful.
We can pull together and in a safe, like you said, humble and just empowering at the same time.
Yeah.
And nurturing as well, because they
very
so consistent, waking your son and daughter up in the morning. And
I hate not doing it on the weekdays because I'm gone before they get up, but it's my coming home videos that I post in the afternoon when I see them, is what I switch to on those days I work.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be so nice to see now that you're actually working again and you're going at it with if there was something empowering that you could tell your audience and the military community and teachers, I know teachers, they need it so much, what would that be?
Be grateful, practice gratitude. One thing that's got me through cancer battle, COVID, car wrecks while I'm pregnant with my first child, moving, military inconsistencies, money issues, like just everything that we go through. I always find the upside in everything, and something just to be very grateful for. And typically those bad situations start disappearing. So find the upside in the downside and be grateful.
Good. Thank you for having me.
For what you have.
What a wonderful conversation that was. Thank you so much for listening until now. I really, really, really appreciate all of you who are tuning in and just listening to my events and my guests, and hopefully really getting some value out of it. I hope some of you are getting inspired, and I hope some of you are getting into action. And honestly, I hope that none of my podcast episodes are extra noise for you. My intention for all of these episodes when I have guests are to inspire you, are to motivate you, are to give you little nuggets to help bring that light bulb moment to your brain that says, oh my goodness, yes, I can do this. I can do what I've been thinking about. I can create what I've been wanting to. Despite all the chaos, despite all the noise, despite all the drama and the stress in the world, I can do this. And so, with that being said, if you are someone who really feels that they are overworked and exhausted, like the workday just feels like insanity, almost like a Groundhog Day situation, but you also feel this quiet nudge inside of you that says you are meant for more, then this one-on-one coaching clarity session is for you. And I'm saying this one because this is a special Mother's Day promotion. It will be 50% off the regular price of my program, and all my programs are customized to fit your ideal lifestyle and responsibilities. So don't think that this is something that will interfere with your already busy life. This is something that's going to help implement and enhance your busy life. This is something that's going to help you to understand where these blocks are in your life and that you can do what it is that you are putting off. Okay, oftentimes it's not our fault. So let's narrow it down together. You are not alone. I'm only taking 4 submissions in this month of May. Next month, I will open it up again for Father's Day. But as of right now, from May 12th after Mother's Day, and it'll go on for 2 months. So just 8 weeks. I'm very honored that you are about to put yourself first and let healthy happen. And you should be very proud of yourself that you have thought, oh my goodness, yes, I do need help. I do want somebody walking with me, cheering me on, and guiding me with positivity. Even if it's not with me, in the show notes, you will see my promo code. It's MILMOM26. That's MILMOM26. Put that in for your clarity session as a promo code, and you will get the clarity session fee waived. Also, if you are having sugar cravings and you are sick and tired of having them, or if you have chronic pain or diabetes and you are struggling to bring down your A1C, this webinar is for you. I have a sugar talk down below in my show notes. I want you to click on that if you're dealing with any of those sugar cravings or diabetes or anything like that, because it's going to tell you exactly why you're having cravings, what's happening in your body biologically, as well as how to kick those sugar cravings once and for all. And then at the end of the webinar, you're going to get 7 solutions for kicking this sugar habit right away. So I hope that you are super excited about putting yourself first and about my offers, because honestly, I do this for you. I want as many people to come in my life, and I want to help them succeed. I want to help them feel like happy parents. I want to help you poureth over in God's name. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for tuning in another week, and I will talk to you soon.